Fish, birds, pathing, terrain tools, management gameplay, the Planet Zoo 2 hype is very real. The successor is officially on the way, and with it comes a wave of speculation. But the big talking points? They've already been discussed at length, and usually by people far more eloquent than me. So today I want to focus on the unsung heroes, the tiny quality of life features that live completely rent-free in my brain, the little things I genuinely can't imagine not having in Planet Zoo 2, and most importantly, how I think they could actually be implemented. Hi, hello, and hey to all of you watching. It's been a little while since my last upload, but I wanted to go ahead and jump on the Planet Zoo 2 hype train before introducing my next build series. So yeah, that announcement was huge. Easily the best anniversary gift we could have asked for, but here's the thing, we're almost 3-4 months post-announcement now, and we've had nothing. No hints, no crumbs, no vaguely ominous emojis, just silence. And I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of hoping I could just procrastinate making this video long enough that there'd actually be something new to dissect, some piece of news or something to analyze from Frontier, but unfortunately, no, this is not that video. Like many of you, I've spent the last few months, years, whatever, obsessively watching speculation videos, hopping into Discord debates, and scattering my thoughts across comment sections all over the internet, and honestly, I don't think there's much left to say about the big stuff, the big features. Aquatics, birds, better pathing, better terrain tools, those things. So today we're taking a different approach. So whether your fingers are crossed for an improved UI, or even just, you know, more animal variety, let's get into my top 10 tiniest and most important wants for Planet Zoo 2. Okay, first up, it's a big one, but it's insanely overdue. I'm relatively new to the Planet Zoo community, so I don't have years of discourse under my belt here, but from my perspective, it feels wild that we can have completely null habitat barriers, and then just a random, unavoidable physical gate just chilling there. I have no other way to describe it. It is so strange. So I personally can't see Planet Zoo 2 without null habitat gates. We've actually seen them added into Jurassic World Evolution 3, Frontier's most recent game, and it just feels logical. We have null pretty much everything else that we need. The gates just kind of being there, standing on the lonesome, feels very weird. Now, of course, I do understand the need for a visual marker, especially for the heat maps system, which is a huge part of Planet Zoo currently, but I do feel like this could easily be solved with something like a curb or a flag of some kind that would just be easily hideable, much more easily hideable than a huge gate within like a bush or a rock or terrain itself. That would visualize where the gate entrance is. Okay, I'm going to try and explain this one without confusing all of you, and also myself. When you're in group edit mode and multi-select items of the same type to change the color with that palette select tool, the game already identifies and grabs all of the eligible objects. So what if we had a tool that did exactly that, but instead of dumping us into the FlexiColor menu, it simply opened up the standard object menu? That way we could move, rotate, or adjust every identical wall panel, bush, or prop in one go. Maybe this already exists in a mod, or, you know, I'm just embarrassing myself. Maybe it's standard in other Frontier or simulation games, but right now it feels like the game is dangling this mechanic in front of us, and then only letting us use it for one very specific purpose, and I really feel like it could be expanded It's right there. There are so many times I go into a group and I just need to select 50 cables or something, and I have to individually click on them. It's just one of those things that feels like it could be so much easier. It's right there. Next up, yes, this is a big topic. Yes, it's a little vague, and honestly, I can make an entire video about this, just this one too, but let's talk specifically about the tiny, small stalls that we have currently in the game. They're incredible. They're versatile, food, drinks, merch, information. They do a lot of the heavy lifting of the mechanics behind our parks, but visually, they're not great. The table itself feels like it was designed to be hidden, which, is fine, because that's what most of us do, but then we're stuck with these permanent decor objects attached to the surface, and it feels like the perfect opportunity for either like a null option, or at least some customization, toggleable decor, lights, maybe even music, similar to how like exhibits are handled. I think between an improved menu system and customizable options, and with the improved collision systems that we've seen in Jurassic World Evolution 3, the vendors could really be completely game-changing in Planet Zoo 2. And I think just those two things alone would really revolutionize and streamline how we handle selling things in our parks. It would make it far more realistic and unique from one project to another. I love custom billboards. It's one of my favorite features of Planet Zoo, and I am probably one of the biggest users of this feature. My Canva account was upgraded to premium solely so that I could make as many custom billboards as I wanted to, with as many graphics as I possibly could fit onto them. But Planet Zoo doesn't seem to like that. They get compressed, they get washed out, and while both of these things are relatively fixable, it's just an extra step. It pulls the player out of the game, it makes sharing signage more difficult, and it discourages a lot of players from using billboards at all, especially given how massive they can be. I would love to see a smaller, more discreet info signage that is customizable in the way that billboards are. It's very unrealistic to see these massive TV screens all throughout the park displaying this information. It just simply isn't how most of these signs are used in real-life zoos, and that's why things like Lions info sign packs are more commonly used. Besides just an improved billboard system, I would love to see smaller, more discreet info signage, and with a few quality settings, plus a dedicated workshop tab, billboards could easily become a standout feature in Planet Zoo 2, instead of just, a workaround. Have you ever tried placing buffalo grass on a steep slope? Yeah. Now, we already have an align to surface and align to water option when placing objects, so I'd love a button that allows items to align directly to the terrain beneath them. And that's a really important distinction, because once you start stacking objects in tight spaces, things get complicated fast, and what should be quick becomes painfully slow. I know this one's less likely. Terrain geometry is complex, and water levels are fixed for a reason, but imagine coding rolling hills and lush grass in 30 minutes instead of 3 hours. A girl can dream. Okay, we all know the infamous Planet Zoo water pipe, and regardless of how you feel about it, it does have one of my favorite animations in the entire game. That drip. I don't know why, but it adds so much realism and life to the space. It's honestly the sole reason I keep working this absurd object into builds, even though I play exclusively in Sandbox mode. I think it would be absolutely revolutionary to essentially just give us water taps as water sources for our habitat animals. And again, I know this is extremely unlikely, but of course I'd settle for variable objects, heights, different sizes, whatever would need to go into the coding to make it work, just so that we could essentially have very simple taps that could go onto the walls. Maybe they could have drains or something that could essentially work as these water sources that we can work into our habitat builds. It feels like it makes sense to me, it feels realistic, and it feels like the best of both worlds. Yes, again, I'm fully stealing this from Jurassic World Evolution 3, but just look at those decals. How could I not? Simple, clean, effective. No more sinking recolored rectangles into paths and praying they line up. Just select and place. Zoos have entrances. Many have parking lots. A lot of us hide staff hubs, delivery depots, and back-of-house infrastructure. Extra decals they make sense, and thankfully, it seems like Frontier agrees, so I can't imagine Planet Zoo 2 not having more decals, and even if those added decals are just road markings for parking lots or roads, whatever they are, thank you. I think it makes sense, and I can see it. I would love the ability to import flat fonts, but I know that's very unlikely. However, games like Prehistoric Kingdom handle fonts beautifully already, not just with the scaling, but with the ability to change fonts after placement via a really cool drop-down menu. The flexibility feels so natural. It feels like a design program just imported into a game. It feels like how it should be done. It feels intuitive. And if additional or modded fonts were added later, the system would keep everything organized and equally intuitive. I feel like it just makes sense. One of the easiest ways to add personality to animals is through more visual variation. Having multiple individuals of the same species that all look slightly different was a huge deal when Planet Zoo first launched, and to be honest, when I'm describing the game to people, it's usually one of the first things I mention. So I'd really love to see that system expanded. This is the one time I'll touch on one of the big topics, because if we do get flying birds, this becomes even more important. Feather patterns are incredibly individual, and seeing that reflected in-game would be just truly amazing. Now, I'm not just talking about more albinos, more leucistic variants, more melanistic variants, while those might be nice. I'm talking just more subtle coat variants. I want slightly different coat colors. I want, maybe some beauty marks or traits that do carry on, certain markings, things like that, that do make individuals, make the animal seem like an actual real life organism. So if you couldn't tell by now, I love color. I guard my color palettes and branding files with my life, and I really wish Planet Zoo did the same. Being able to permanently save swatches in-game, maybe even label them, would be such a game changer. No more scrolling back to that one specific bench has the right hex code. Just organized, consistent zoos, and way less friction. That's basically all I want from Planet Zoo 2, just a bit less friction. And yes, I keep my codes and everything in a Google Doc, on my Canva profile, whatever, on my second monitor, which I am very blessed to have, but Planet Zoo already has a tagging menu, everything that could very easily handle this in-game, and I feel like that would work beautifully. So, what do you think? I know many of these features haven't made it into Planet Zoo for a variety of reasons: performance, compatibility, time constraints, but I truly do believe it's the little things that can make or break a game. This list originally started at 4 things and it just kept growing, so maybe I'll make this into a series if you guys are interested. If any of these are on your Planet Zoo 2 feature wish list, let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and make sure to subscribe if you're interested in more Planet Zoo content throughout 2026. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week for a full build video. Bye!